So, welcome to my short play, Reappearing in Time. Basically, this play is kind of it happens because I had a bit of a historical existential crisis last year while I was studying this ancient Roman woman for about 1,500 years ago in the letters she wrote. I spent a ridiculous amount of time pouring myself into research about this woman and just learning everything I could to where I probably know more about her than most of other people on Earth. And yet I still just have no clue who she is. I kept coming up short as to an idea of who she really is. There's these people that we can learn about, and we can never truly grasp who they are because of that distortion through time. So I wrote a play about it. So basically all of that is to say this play is dedicated to that same woman, Anika Juliana, who will never know that it or I exists. So, enjoy. Woo-woo!
You can leave everything behind, but you cannot leave me forever. I know you won't understand this. You'll blame my frailty, or call it hysteria, or think I'm simply dreaming what passed between us, that it was nothing like I describe. You will try to let me down gently, explain how you were only doing what you have to do to protect your noble stature. But there are things, I believe, that are more important than a good name and the right life. You say you want to be a noble man, but where's the righteousness in leaving so much behind? Can you truly be noble in your heart if it's only something you're called on paper? If this is how you act otherwise? If that's what the title takes, perhaps you cannot have it. If you refuse me after all this time, perhaps you do not deserve it. I apologize for speaking so harshly, but the ink is dry and I cannot revoke it now. You know I do love you, more than life, more than honor. I would not be writing you if it weren't so, regardless of what you may think when you open this letter. Dearest, you have a choice to make. Will you save your Julia, the one who's always been there for you?
Or what? Or what, Julia?
Adorable. We look so happy. I'll have to print that out. I feel like I'm third-wheeling you in a book of English literature somehow.
No, but Ross, look at this. This isn't any book. It's the brand new edition of the English Women's Letter Anthology. They finally put the Julia letter in there. Everybody's been asking for it for years. Read it.
I have no idea what she's saying. Is there a footnote somewhere?
Ross, stop it. Focus.
I'm just saying.
Can you please take my work seriously?
You know I do, Amelia. I just don't get it. Explain it to me, please.
All right. This is a letter from sometime in the 1310s. It's disputed exactly when it was written because there's no date attached, but comparing the life events of the man she's writing to, it has to fall somewhere in there. There's no one reason it stuck around in the field. It's not particularly interesting grammatically, or so I hear. I've only read it in translation. And its focus is too narrow to really give us much information about the culture. But it said once you read it, it won't ever leave your mind. It'll haunt you forever.
That is the difference between our majors. Complain about biology being boring all you want, but at least I'm not reading legitimately cursed literature.
No, you just have no sense of hyperbole. It's not literally cursed. It's just so insightful, so relatable that it hurts. It's something we all experience every day in this world, and to see that reflected so equally in the past.
Could you spell it out?
How she aches, how she feels.
Which is, you still haven't really talked about that.
Have you never longed after someone? Seen something you know you can't have, yet knew that would never be able to stop you from wishing for it, from doing anything for it? Have you ever been in a love triangle?
Nah, unless you count that one thing last summer. I'm joking, Mel's. You know I'd never. Maybe that's why I can't relate. Some people are just happy with what we have.
Well, unlike the two of us, most people on this earth know the angst of a relationship. And so does Julia. See, here's where the letter picks back up after that fragment. You cannot claim to understand love if you deny me this.
Every time those wicked words, I love you, fall from your lips, remember what you think love is, because without me, it cannot be loyalty.
The thing is, Julia isn't this man's wife. He was most likely already married by then, so people think she's his mistress. How can she talk about loyalty when she's asking him to leave his marriage?
Hypocritical, methinks.
Don't say methinks. You sound like a fool. Sorry. Listen though, all of these words, always, forever, Julia writes like she's known him for some time, for a significant portion of her life. This isn't a fling. She knows him well. Maybe she was meant to be his wife, but something got in the way.
Was she, or is she just trying to steal him away from his perfectly good life?
Maybe so. We don't know. We don't know anything. You see, we have this letter and her name, and that's it. She might show up in an old census, but that could be someone else with the same surname. We don't know when she met this man, or if she ever did. She could just be obsessed from a distance. Though I don't believe that. I can't. Whatever the case, she thinks she's owed him, even if the rest of the world doesn't.
You can leave your whole life behind, but it will not ever truly leave you. It cannot leave you. I cannot leave you.
Doesn't that sting?
A little?
Don't you want to know more?
I'll listen.
What do you think she was thinking when she wrote this? I wonder if she was smiling at old memories or maybe shedding tears onto the paper. Or maybe she was just too angry to think of anything else. She seems so mad at some parts, but she always apologizes after, like she's afraid to speak her true feelings. Or maybe she can't hold her anger in the face of love? I think I was wrong earlier. There's the angst, sure, but mainly...
It's about love. I don't really care about who she was like you do. I don't know much about it at all, Mels, but it's about love. I can see that.
See, this is what I mean. Everyone knows what she means on some level, even if we don't know anything about her.
Perhaps you will toss this into the fire the moment it arrives.
Little did she know he'd save it with all his most important letters, the ones that got preserved when this man rose to power. She was writing out of desperation, thinking,
Maybe only the flames will hear my pitiful words.
and now 700 years later, we're still reading it. Could she have ever imagined where this letter would end up? Would she have written it if she'd known?
But you will know when you see my name exactly what I mean, even if you won't listen to me. You'll hear my words everywhere, regardless. You'll see my face in a cloud, in the wood of a tree, hanging over your front door.
Maybe that was why he kept it. She haunted him all throughout his life, like she's haunting us today.
I think you should take a break from this. Can't be healthy, can it?
I just can't stop thinking about her. Now that I've read all this, made all my guesses on what might have happened, it's fun, but none of it's real, is it? We'll never know exactly what prompted this, what came after. We know what she was feeling, we know what she loved, and yet we will never know who she is. You're right. I shouldn't think so hard about this. She's hardly the only person who's been lost to time.
I sure hope no one's reading our texts in 700 years. Little love letters of their own, aren't they?
Ross, stop it. But yes, it only takes one mention of someone's name, one paper someone chose to copy over another, one letter written to an important man. There's so many women we know about just because they wrote a letter to a king or a pope or a president once. Julia didn't have a clue what she was getting herself into when she wrote this.
She's not exactly alive to see it.
Physically, no, but through this letter, almost somehow. Where are you, Julia? Where did you go?
What?
Nothing.
What do you think about takeout tonight?
We need to start looking for all of the information on this that's out there. This is an incredible find. Where was it recovered from?
They haven't said yet, keeping it private, I guess, but it's gotta be one of those areas on the coast. Probably somewhere near where Amelia lived. They still do the occasional dig for evidence out there, though the city where her house was has long since fallen.
Of course, they're keeping it under wraps. Wouldn't want someone else to make an advancement before they can. I hate historians like that. How did you get a copy off them anyway?
Do you really want to know?
Maeve, how many times do I have to remind you? Copyright Act of 2676 means...
That we could lose our licenses. I know. Don't include it in the research, okay? I just thought you'd like to see it.
You're right, I do. There aren't words. Seeing these people I've only read about, I want to frame it right now. But we should get it in the file.
Unsolved Mysteries, 2050 to 2130. No, that's too late. 1980 to 2040. What year was the case first reported again? I'm garbage at dates.
It's disputed what month, but sometime in the winter of 2025 to 2026. See, I've always argued for the March theory, but some would say it would have been too warm for the snowstorm that came in and halted the search for 4 days. Which makes absolutely no sense, because we have records of the occasional snow that late, and when literally everything else points to March.
2026, then. Back then it was a real mystery, not just a story. But I guess if no one finds you for long enough, they stop trying and pivot to making dramas out of it instead.
I'd say it was a story from the beginning. People have always treated it that way with their theories. It lends itself to speculation. No, go back. You're looking for the bees.
Here it is, Brisbane Amelia 2000s. Not to be confused with Brisbane Amelia 300s. Bizarre to think people used to only have 2 names. No idea how they kept up.
Yeah, there were so many people around, and it's hard to distinguish them sometimes. Maybe that's why they were never able to find her. They didn't really give themselves a chance. Can we talk through the facts again? What we actually know about the night they disappeared? I'm getting lost in the story now, seeing her face.
Right. Amelia was last sighted walking on a road high up in the mountains of what was then Oregon, with an unclear figure next to her, only seen from the back. It was a rural area, and there was only one camera from a nearby inn that caught a blurry image of them. That one's been lost to history, but we have some reports from people who were working on the case. It was never completely confirmed who the other person was, but we're pretty sure it was the man she was known to be dating at the time, Ross Albert. When investigators went to ask her friends and family if anyone had seen her, his house was empty, and that's when he was added to the case as a missing person too.
Ross. What a mysterious man. His relation to Amelia is the only record we have of his existence at all. Imagine, if she had never gone missing, we wouldn't know a single thing about him. And now he's the main character of 1,500 poorly written books, all speculating what happened that night.
Like, why were they walking up there? There was a snowstorm rolling in that would wipe out the power across the entire region for days, and they would have known about it beforehand. It wasn't a commonly walked area either, only driven through. But they never made it off that road, never returned home.
Disappeared without a trace. Some people think they ran away together, some think she killed him, others the other way around. No one truly knows why they were wandering up in those mountains. Lost, maybe, or looking for something. If the date on that picture is right, it has to be at least a year before they went missing. They're smiling there, but why? What happened between them in a year? What happened that night? What do you think happened?
I don't make conjectures, Celine. We're historians. That's not our job.
Aw, pretend to be too good for that all you like, but history is half making up things. You have your guesses, don't you? You think she kidnapped him, then dragged him out to the middle of the woods? Is that why his house was a mess? Signs of a struggle, perhaps?
I don't know, Celine. I think there are some things we'll never know. Like, how this picture was saved? It's absolutely incredible. It looks like the original was on real paper. Most 2000s technology has been lost to the ages. And what is this she's holding? A fully bound book?
It's got to be. And go back to that file. See, an avid student, aspiring scholar, it calls her. She looks like it here. I'd like to know what she was reading about.
I'd like to know where she ended up.
We all want to know that. I'd die if they found something remaining of her someday. Imagine it's still preserved after all these years. But I don't want to forget she was a person either. I mean, she woke up in the morning and went to bed at night and lived every moment in between. She didn't just disappear.
Celine, last time I checked, our thesis was Disappearing in Time, Unsolved Mystery circa 2010-2030. Not abstract philosophy or, I don't know, existential crisis. Of course, she lived a full life. Everyone has. We just don't get to know about it. We only have the facts left.
Such is history, I suppose. So much lost, so little remaining. But still, we have this picture, a glimpse into her personal life. Come on, you have to admit how cool this is. Pretend to be serious and studious all you want, but I know you're geeking out about having evidence like this just as much as I am.
Okay, you're right. It's cool. Stop giving me that look, okay?
Fine. I just love to see you enjoying this.
I'll have to track down the source and figure out where they found this picture. Old police records, maybe, since we have quite a few of those saved.
Maybe.
I want to study this more closely. I want the world to remember these women and their writing. Everyone dismisses Julia for what they think she did or didn't do, but we don't know anything about her life. What if we just don't know the whole story? And what if it doesn't matter? Her writing's worth reading anyway, worth studying. And another letter. This one's political plans, a whole document full of rhetorical strategy and talking points she wrote for someone. A love letter in its own right. Another is a grocery list, and this one I don't even know. It's just fragments, hardly readable, but there's her name right here. I can't ever know all about them. I can't go back in time and track them down as much as I want to. But I can still remember them through these letters. I can remember what's left.
And maybe, someday, someone will remember something of me too. I hope it's my name, accoladed for my writing. Amelia Brisbane, author, unforgettable. But who am I kidding? I'll be lost to time, just like everyone else.
Hey,
Hey, did you walk here? It's freezing outside. And the wind?
there's a storm coming in. I thought we could weather it out here if that's good with you. Me, you, and a bunch of dead people. Can I come in then?
I don't know, Ross. I really don't know.
Don't make me walk home. Like you said, it's so cold outside.
I know, Ross. I know, yes. Yes, you can come in. Just be quiet. Will you? We can stay here until the weather clears up, and then I'll drive you home.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Just get inside before the cold air does. No, wait.
I thought you wanted me to go inside.
I do, but you're really not going to say anything about what happened. Not an apology, not an explanation. You just show up on my doorstep in the middle of a storm. It's been 7 months.
Let's not talk about it. Sure, it's been 7 months. 7 months for us to move on. It's about to be spring, new beginnings, right?
And yet it's still snowing outside, so I'm not sure how much that holds up. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's time to get over that night. I've been holding on for too long. But something isn't right here.
What, Mouse?
Nothing. Okay, it's going to be a cold weekend.
Be colder without you.
We'll see about that. Since when have you been a poet, anyway?
A poet? Can a guy not just appreciate spring and, love?
Maybe not. Come on, do you want something from the fridge? I think there's some fresh cheese in there. New beginnings. Interesting that he should say that. I have the same feeling. Something's gonna change this weekend. I don't know what yet. With this storm rolling in, things are bound to get interesting. What way, I can't guess. I just hope Ross is right and it's something beginning and not an end.
Out you go, my words, into the world. Do me proud.